right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is September 6th, 2022, 10:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So in today's content, we'll talk about BTC on a 3D basis, and we basically, we will talk about Ethereum and all that good stuff. We'll talk about the PAX-G BTC, right? And we'll take a look at the ETHBTC chart, and at the same time we will take a look at the Ether dominance and all that good stuff, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes, don't forget to join our public Telegram group, link in the description and all that good stuff, right? So we got bullish crypto in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. We got T-Dog Leroy in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. Shu Pablo S Crypto is saying like we could be dumping all the way down to 16k, right? We will see. Okay, we will take a look at BTC on the macro level at the same time, right? So now let's take a look at the 3D time frame, right? So most of you guys been following our work over the last 8 to 9 months, right? We've been following the 3D time frame, and we've been calling all these dumps and all these pumps and all that good stuff, right? So first thing first, started like back in July 2021. That's the first time we said, not the first time, but during the during the pump from the 30k area, what we said was like, it is time to go bull at 30k right here. To be exact, 31k we entered, and we stayed nearly all the way up to the top, all the way up to 69, right? And after we cross negative right here, again price action below our 3D 21 EMA, right? MACD negative. What we said, it is time to pack our bags until we get what? Another bullish crossover. So if you guys recall, our next bullish crossover after that was right there. Okay, what we said right here, we're not going to dump, right? Just stay with the trend, right? And basically just be bearish at resistance until we get a negative momentum on our MACD again. As soon as we got our negative crossover right there, we said we're going to be dumping all the way down to 25k. Okay, so that was our target from a 40k entry, right? 41k to be exact, right? All the way down to 25k, and we took another short right there, okay, at 32k area back in back in June, right after the bounce back up from 25k to 32. The reason for that, if you take a look at it on the 3D, once again we did get another strong negative momentum right there, just like what we had right here, but we couldn't get a bullish crossover. So it was basically a negative. You could look at it as a negative crossover because you would be getting the same volatility as you had right here. So we shorted from 32 all the way down to 18k, and as soon as we cross bullish again right there, okay, what we said, guys, we're going to be shooting up to our 3D 21 EMA. So once we hit our 3D 21 EMA, our MACD will still be bullish, okay? Because you got to remember one thing: the lower we drop, the harder it is going to be to catch the top. Okay, what does it mean? It means, as you can see right here, okay, the negative crossover was pretty close to the top. Okay, you could have basically see like how price action was pretty close to the 21 EMA. Okay, and right here, as you can see, the negative crossover was not that close. Okay, from like a 48 right k down to like a 40k. So we entered at 40k, so we needed to wait for 20% drop, okay, before we enter the short. 20% drop, okay, before we enter the short. Right here we entered the short at the top, 32k, because we could not wait for the negative momentum right here. We would be entering like 26, 28. Okay, so, and I did not want to wait till price action drops 20% to enter a short, right? So, and you take a look at it right here. When did we enter? We entered at 24k at the 3D 21, okay, or higher. So if you shorted at 25, congrats, okay. But the main thing was like to accumulate shorts, right, at the 3D 21 EMA. And bears, they had nearly 2 to 3 weeks to accumulate short and just be patient. I knew, okay, bulls, okay, going to lose a fight, and I knew bears going to get confident as soon as we basically cross down on a daily basis. Okay, so we were pretty much very confident on a daily basis, right? Basically, we were using the daily time frame as a leading indicator for our 3D time frame. That's why when BTC was right around 24K, guys, I was screaming, accumulate shorts. Okay, you don't want to wait till we break you know, below our, I mean, I wouldn't say break below. You don't want to wait till the MACD flips negative, right, to start shorting. Okay, yes, the momentum could be higher, but the risk going to be pretty much very, very high, just in case, right, we do get a strong bounce back up, because the range, okay, 19K to 17K, it is still a bull territory. You just don't know. Okay, just in case, okay, we get the flat correction right here. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. That's why, let's take a look at it right here. I've been saying we don't know what type of pattern we could get on the macro level. We could get any of these patterns. Okay, we could get a flat, we could get a wedge pattern in orange, right? We could get, you know, a descending triangle, descending triangle, right? Descending triangle, yeah, in blue. Okay, right here. Okay, so we could get like 3 different patterns. We just don't know. But one thing we knew was like the 24K area or the 3D 21 EMA going to be a strong resistance. Okay, so if you short it at 24 or higher, congrats. Okay, but if you basically waited also, you know, for BTC to retest down to 18,000, 19,000, 17,000, that's also pretty good, because it is still a bull territory, right, for the next like upcoming pump, right? Because most likely BTC will retest the weekly 21 EMA down the road, right? We will be retesting the weekly 21. We haven't retested our weekly 21 since, like, you know, let's say, you know, last week of the first quarter. So within the next like a, you know, few months, okay, we most likely going to retest it. I just don't know when. So it is good for bulls to be accumulating, you know, BTC, right? Not financial advice, right? But it is a good idea, okay, to be accumulating BTC around like, you know, 18,000, okay? And the next target to the downside, let's take a look at it on the monthly. The only target, the only target we have, right, after, let's take a look at it on the 3D first. Okay, so you know why we were targeting 19,000 to 18,000. Okay, so from 24K, what we said, our target, you know, going to be, you know, 19,000 down to 18.3. All right, why 19,000 down to 18.3? Because we were targeting what, 0.786 down to 0.888. Remember, guys, we said we're going to be moving sideways right here at 50% pullback at 21K. That's exactly what happened after we dumped from 24K, and we moved sideways at 0.678. Now we're dumping down to you know, 0.888. Could we be moving sideways right here? Possibly, right? Possibly we could be moving sideways. But since our 3D MACD just flipped negative, right, we don't know. Okay, we can't be highly confident, right? Bulls going to get like, you know, enough time to be moving sideways. If bears come up with a high volume, we're most likely going to be dumping down to the 17 or even down to the 16K right here. 1.27 to 1.41 extension. 1.41 going to be at 15.1, but I would just stick with the 1.27. Okay, Fibonacci. All right, so let's take a look at it now on a monthly. So if we take a look at it on the monthly, I don't know why Coinbase doesn't have a monthly 100, but let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the BLX, right? So if you take a look at it on the BLX, we got two macro moving averages we got to pay attention to. Okay, the first one, it is our monthly 589. Okay, the sound is good. Okay, I didn't even do a sound check. So the first macro support, right, going to be our monthly 100 EMA. Okay, it is at 16K. That's why we're targeting 16K. We're not saying it cannot dump below it, but what we're saying is, like, we know, you know, it took a long time, okay, to break below our 50 EMA on a monthly basis. If you guys recall, when we were calling for 25K from the you know, 32K actually 40k resistance right here after BTC broke below the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, we were calling for dump down to the 50 EMA on the monthly. As you can see, it took forever to break below it. Almost retested it right here just by like 25k. So it could take forever, right? Forever means like a month to two, right, to get a clean breakout below it. I'm just estimating, okay? But if the volatility is high enough, it could just dump like all the way down to the monthly 100 SMA. Okay, so pay attention to these two moving averages, right? Monthly 100 EMA 16k, right? Monthly 100 SMA at 12k. I would just be paying attention to the 16k in Q3, and in Q4, if we get enough data, we could be targeting 12k, because as I said, on the lower degree, we haven't yet retested our weekly 21, so we don't know if BTC will dump all the way down to the monthly 100 SMA and then later on pump back up to the weekly 21. We will get back to our weekly 21. We just don't know when. So we got to be ready for that pump. We got to be ready for that pump. And the only way bulls got to be ready for that pump is like they got to be buying the dips, okay? And just be patient. It might not be in Q3, but it could be in Q4, like October, November, or even December, okay? I don't know. I'm just estimating, okay? So don't basically say, don't go ahead and say like a Ascent Crypto said we're going to be pumping in Q4, okay? It could even be in Q1 2023, okay? So Leroy, don't go ahead and be too bearish, once we hit like 16k. If we dump lower, once again, it is just going to be another opportunity to basically accumulate at these lows for the next like a pump, okay? For the next like a few weeks after that, right? And all that good stuff. Okay, so we're done with the monthly. We know exactly why we're looking for 16k and 12k. So let's move on the lower degree now. Okay, so we already talked about our MACD being negative. So now, since we got a let's say 95% confirmation on the 3D MACD, we got to pay attention to what our RSI right now. Okay, if we take a look at our RSI right here, we did have our support back in September 2020, bang. And if you've been following our analysis back then, when BTC was at BTC was at 10k, right? I was bullish. Okay, everyone was looking for like 9,500, right, because of the gap. And I was saying in my premium, let's just suck it up. Okay, let's just suck it up because we're most likely going to be breaking out, because the weekly 21 EMA was right around here. Remember, if you're looking at BTC on a 3D basis, your 50 EMA, right, is equal to your weekly 21. So you don't have to basically always switch from the 3D to the weekly. Okay, so that's the best way to follow your weekly 21 on your 3D time frame. Okay, and our second support was right here, right there, and we were bullish. Okay, right after the 3D MACD crossed positive. Okay, right here, we got the 3D MACD also positive, right? But we did not basically, we weren't looking for a reversal. We were saying like, okay, buy the dip at 34k 35 and sell at 44, because we're going to be playing it the same way we did at right around 40k to 30k, right? That's the same way we played it right here, same exact fractal. Okay, but the only difference is like this move was to the downside, so we needed to be cautious and not try to long it. All we did is like just buy the dips, right, and basically buy spot and basically take it to a 44k, right, and basically short it at 41 and all that good stuff after we retested the trend line resistance right here, right there, right here. Okay, and right there, what we did, we accumulated shorts at the 3D 21 once again, price action. Okay, retesting 24k, right, just like what we had right here at 40k 48k whatever. So we accumulated short. So what we need to do is pay attention to our trend line support. If we retest it right here, that could possibly mean we could get some supports right here. I don't know, is it going to be at 16k, 15k, 14k? I don't know. I'm just basically drawing random patterns. Any of these patterns, right, can play out. I don't know. Okay, so let me just redraw it for Leroy. Okay, Okay, so the initial pattern is, you know, is like that. Okay, that it could be a wedge pattern, right? That's in orange, or we could get a pattern like that. Okay, a flat, right, to retest the upper level trend line, right? Remember, you got your top at 69, you got your second top right here, right? And we could get some, we could get another rejection right here at the trend line resistance. Okay, that's your second pattern. And the next one could be a potential descending triangle itself. Okay, something like that in blue. Okay, you got a wedge pattern, but you could still get a descending triangle right there, right? Something like that. Okay, depending on volatility, right? You could get something like that. Okay, all right. So, but we don't know which one of these will play out. The only thing we know is, like, we shorted at 24, we stand with the trend, we will wait until we get a valid reversal, right? If we get a valid reversal to the upside, we're going to be staying with the uptrend, but we're ready for anything. Okay, if you've been a bear at 24, great. If you want to be a bull, 18, 19, all the way down to 16, great. All right, but you just don't want to be a bear below 19,000. Okay, it is not wise, okay, to do that as of now. So pay attention to your 3D RSI. That's going to be one of the most important indicators to watch right now. In this channel, we only pay attention to what? MACD, RSI, and moving averages. And we've been pretty much spot on over the last like 16 months. Okay, since like, I would say like over the last 18 months, whatever. Okay, we've been spot on. Even, after we broke out right here above 10K, we said, let's check it up. Our next target going to be what? 40K, 43, 44K. So keep that in mind, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the BTC, right? Not the BTC dominance, but PAX GBTC. PAX GBTC, okay? So let me take a look at the chat room to see if we have any question. Make sure Leroy is following. All right. Let's see. Pablo S. Crypto is saying that negative, the 3D MACD being negative, okay, could set a bullish divergence. Okay, you're making a very good point, but I said it in multiple live stream. Okay, you got to be very, very cautious with those like a bullish divergences, especially in a bear market. The number one thing you got to keep in mind, don't play hidden bullish divergences, right, in a bear market. The reason for that is, like, let me show you something, okay, because that's going to be a fun topic to talk about, right? Okay. Okay, so when the trend is strong, right, you want to play these divergences, something like that. Okay, when your price action is making higher lows and MACD making lower lows, okay, because the trend is strong. But when the trend is completely negative, right, you don't want to be looking for something hidden right here. Nothing is hidden. You just go with the trend. Okay, even if you get, let's say your let's do this. Okay, I can't even find one right here. Okay, but let's say we get our histogram, okay, to get lower, something like that. Okay, the histogram does something like that. Okay, and you get a lower low right there. Okay, you don't want to go ahead and say, oh, we got a hidden bull divergence. You're going to get wrecked most of the time. Okay, you don't want to do that. because the trend is strongly bearish. Okay, you want to look for something hidden, right, when the trend is basically in a very strong, you know, you don't want to look for something hidden in terms of bullishness, right? When the trend is, you know, when the trend is strongly negative, okay, meaning like the trend is strongly bearish. Okay, you look for hidden bullish divergences, right, when the trend is strongly bullish. Okay, so you look for hidden bearish divergences, right, when the trend is what, you know what I mean. Okay, so basically the opposite, right? So something to basically keep in mind. So in terms of 3D divergence, regular divergence, right, it is too soon, okay, to call for a divergence, because you don't know what type of MACD you're going to get right here. Okay, you can't bet right now that your MACD won't do something like that. You don't know, and you're going to get a complete double bottom right there. Could you get something like that? Yes, you can. Okay, that's why I was saying right here, you know, you could get one of these patterns, right? So if you're going to get something like that, it means price action will dump. Okay, it will dump a lot. Okay, it could drop even down to like a 15K. Okay, but at the same time, myself, I can't bet like we're going to get that, right? It could be something like that, right? And your divergence going to be like that. So you're not sure which one of these you're going to get, and that way, you know, you could possibly get the flat. That's why if you take a look at it right here, I covered the flat correction in white, right? You see what I'm saying? So you just have to be very, very cautious and be patient to wait, right? You be patient and wait, you know, wait for the trend to give you, you know, a 95% confidence level that, you know, it could be pushing back up. All right, just be cautious, okay? And I said it right here on the daily basis back in December. I remember, okay, Leroy was extremely bullish, right? Actually, Pablo was bullish right here after we crossed positive negative right here. Okay, you know, I think you were looking for a bullish divergence, something like that, but I was like, yes, it is a bullish divergence, but the thing is, you don't know how low your MACD going to drop. Right, you don't know how low your MACD going to drop, and it dropped very low after that. Okay, so so something to basically keep in mind. And we did have another pattern like that also right here, and we did not fall for it. You could have basically called for a what, a bullish divergence like that, but we already shorted at 32, so we didn't care about the bullishness. The only thing we were waiting for was like the daily MACD to cross negative. We didn't care about a bullishness, because we knew the macro trend was down. So don't look for a we didn't want to wait for a bullish divergence, and we didn't get any. Okay, we didn't get any. Okay, so you don't know on the 2D basis also, right, if this guy going to drop much lower. Okay, you don't know, just like what happened on the daily right here. You see what I'm saying? So same pattern, different time frame. Okay, same pattern, different time frame. Okay, so just be cautious, very, very cautious. Okay, so let's go back and take a look at the chat room. Okay, hopefully it makes sense. All right, Pablo S Crypto, Mr. Shu, thanks a lot for tuning in. Quiet cook in the house, now cooking the bulls in the kitchen. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the PAX-G. Okay, I gotta get the PAX-G right now. Okay, so now if we take a look at the PAX-G, we're only going to focus on the 2D basis. Okay, the reason why we're focusing on the 2D basis is like whenever we get our 2D time frame flipping bullish right here, like what happened back in November, right, first week of November, right, we got a push to the upside. And remember also one thing, the PAX-G BTC is inversely related to BTC. It means if it pumps, BTC dumps. If BTC dumps, it pumps. Okay, I'm going to repeat it for Leroy. The PAX GBTC is inversely related to BTC. If it pumps, if you're bullish on the PAX G, right, you got to be bearish on BTC. Okay, if you're bearish on the PAX G, right, you got to be bearish. You got to be bullish on BTC. Okay, copy? All right, capiche. So now on the 2D basis, back in November, we flipped bullish right here. What happened? We pumped all the way up to our, 3D, actually 2D 100 EMA. Right here, April, first week of April, most of you guys remember what happened, right? We were calling for the double top, double bottom. Right there and right here. And guys, double top, double bottom, right? It is one of our favorite pattern. Okay, it is one of our favorite pattern. So we call for a push back up to 0.061, and we hit that exactly, right? And later on, push back up, created another small one right there. Right there, we did have another double top, double bottom, push to the upside. We caught it also, guys. First week of June, we were saying we're going to dump on BTC, so the PAX GBTC pumped to the upside. Okay, so you take a look at it right there. Okay, that's when we got the third crossover, right? And just a few days ago, I updated the premium and I said, guys, it is time to suck it up now. Be ready, because the PAX GBTC just flipped bullish on our 3D basis, on our 2D basis, not 3D. Okay, because I just didn't want to wait for the 3D time frame, right? So what does it mean? It means we could be going back up to a 0.1. Okay, 0.1. PAX GBTC could possibly be like 17,000, 16,500, depending on the price of gold. Okay, so after that, right, if we get a strong resistance, right, around 0.1, we could be looking for another possible retest of the trend line right there. Okay, so something to keep in mind. The worst case scenario for the for the bulls is like the PAX G go pumps all the way up to like a 0.11. Okay, which is going to be bad, but we will see. All right, so on the 3D, the 3D already bullish at the same time. Okay, so but the good news for the bulls is like if we pump right here or even up to 0.11, right, we're going to get a divergence, possibly. Okay, probably. Okay, we're going to get a divergence. All right, and at the same time we could also get a divergence on our 3D and get another push down here. But we will watch the 2D the daily time frame, right? As soon as the daily time frame flips negative or flips bearish, we're going to basically concentrate for a possible reversal, all right, for the PAX G, which means like BTC could be pumping to the upside. Okay, but just be cautious. Don't anticipate a reversal, right, without basically at least a daily confirmation, meaning like a daily negative crossover on our MACD, and at the same time, right, price action below the 21 EMA. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether. So Ether right here. So now we'll take a look at Ether on a 2D basis at the same time, right? Most of you guys recall back in April, okay, and at the same time back in May, we were calling for the ETHBTC price to dump as low as 0.057, just by like a 5.7%, and it did that exactly. So it pumped back up to nearly just by like 8%, right, 8.1%, right? And we started to say, hey guys, it is time to suck it up, right? The 2D MACD right here is negative, right? And price action is above our 2D time frame, okay, above our 2D 21, right? But it could be crossing later on below the 21 EMA right here. Okay, so it is better to be ready because we caught all the tops for Ether. Okay, we caught all the tops for Ether. Started like the first week of December when the the Ether dominance was nearly like 21%, 22%. We caught it. We said this is it, guys. it is at 22%, we're most likely going to be dumping. So we caught that dump all the way down to like 0.06, some, and after that we caught the top right here all the way down to like 5%. So the 2D time frame being negative, price action still above the 21 EMA, right, could be a negative sign. Okay, could be a negative sign if we anticipating later on, Ether to basically dump below the 21 EMA, the yellow line right here. Okay, so pay attention to it. Our previous crossovers right there, May 2021, we hit the top. September 2021, we hit the top. December 2021, hit the top, right there. April 2022, hit the top. Right now we could be hitting the top again. Okay, and we could be dumping as low as, once again, 5%, 6%. Okay, I don't think it will be a linear dump. It could take forever, couple of months, right, depending on volatility and all that good stuff, right? Because we could be creating some wedge pattern and all that good stuff, but we will see. But one thing I can say is, like, if we break below the support trend line right here, just about like 7%, we could be dumping low very, very fast after that, because our MACD will be pointing strongly down. Okay, strongly down right here. All right, so I don't see anything regarding the RSI, so we will see if the RSI will print something interesting. But as of now, it is just printing a pattern just like that. Okay, I don't see anything reliable as of now. Okay, so I don't want to spend any time analyzing it. So now let's take a look at the Ether dominance also. The Ether dominance, you just got to be very cautious if you're bullish on the Ether. 20% and above, it is a very high resistance. If you take a look at it right here, May 2020, May 2021, that's where we got rejected at. Okay, so got to be very cautious being bullish on the Ether. Being bullish on the Ether when the Ether dominance is above 20%, because the reason for that is, like, the BTC dominance is very low. It is, it was below like 40%. Okay, so Ether going up, let's say up to 30%, right, could dump the BTC dominance down below like a 30%, and we could be seeing a flipping. So if you believe like Ether will flip BTC, right, you could stick with Ether. But as of now, I don't think like we will see any flipping, right, in the short term. I don't see any flipping. So I'm not going to be bullish on Ether, right, after the Ether dominance hits like 21-22%. Could we go up to like 23-24 possibly? But it is near the top. Basically, that's all I'm trying to say. Okay, the Ether dominance is near the top. Okay, so and if we take a look at the Ether dominance, right, over the BTC dominance, sucker was almost at 52%, 54%, right? So that's pretty high. Okay, and we got rejected at back in December. I was watching it, and sucker was like above like 55, and that's exactly when we entered the short, right, the first week of December, around like a 4100 on Ether, and we dumped all the way down to like 30%. Okay, so but we will see. Okay, we already got a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be extended, right? If Ether takes a cheap shot, it could be going back up to 55%, right? So pay attention to it. But the main thing is, like, it is topping out. I wouldn't be too bullish on it. I don't see the Ether, the Ether dominance over the BTC dominance going like 65%, 70%, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's take a look at ETHBTC. Okay, I mean ETHUSD. Let me take a look at the chat room before we take a look at ETHUSD. KZ is calling for BTC 9K. Oh my gosh, it's too soon, man. It's too soon to be calling for 9K. Okay, it's too soon. I don't have any target below the monthly 100 SMA. If we get below it, I'd be glad to be buying more, right? More BTC, or even like a shorter circle, right? But as of now, I will just stay with the monthly 100 EMA and monthly 100 SMA, and we will take it step by step, okay? Because as I said, we haven't yet retested our weekly 21, so it is too soon to be calling for 9K, 6K, 3K, some even calling for 1K. All right, but you can call whatever you want, okay? I really don't care, okay? I'm just staying with my macro analysis. We've been spot on. I'm not saying we're going to be spot on forever, but we've been pretty much spot on a macro level over the last, over the last 2 years, okay? Since like 2020, okay? After the breakout above 10K, 10.5 actually, okay? Since September 2020. And all our calls, averaging like, let's say 50%, okay? I'm talking about to the downside too, right? So, I mean, to the downside, yeah, we got like multiple 50% calls, okay? So, now let's take a look at Ether USD, okay? So if you recall, I think like a couple days ago or last week, we talked about the possibility, okay, of Ether creating a flat correction, something like that. Okay, it did not, it did not push all the way up to 1710, right? We know 1710 is a strong resistance, right, slash support, depending on which way you're going, right? If you're going to the upside, it is a strong resistance. If you are going from the top to the bottom, it is a strong support. So it got rejected right around like 1680, something like that, okay? So you could still look at it as a flat correction, and we knew, okay, we said it, Ether doesn't drop linearly, so we know we're going to get some sort of correction, sideways correction in this range, just like what happened to BTC after BTC hits hit the 50% pullback. So the range we're looking at for Ether, it is still going to be 1350 down to 1250, depending on volatility. And after that, we're going to be looking for the 1050, 950. Okay, that range. Okay, it dumped all the way down to 1422, did not quite dump down to the 1350 range, but we will see if we're going to retest the previous resistance right here, just by like a 1250. Okay, it is a range, it is not a target, like perfect target to look for. So you look for the 1350, 1250. In terms of Fibonacci, you got a good confluence, okay? 50% pullback to 0.618 right there, just to keep it very simple, right? 50% pullback to 0.618. That's a range to look for, in the next like a few days and all that good stuff. If we take a look at it on a daily basis, we got a strong negative momentum, right? That's why I keep saying don't be bullish, right? Just because your MACD flips positive, okay? You can see it is a strong rejection right here, okay? Just like what happened on BTC also, okay? So Ether not looking good at all, okay? Once again, the worst case scenario is like, we move sideways, okay? Let's say it wants to retest the 1950 and all that good stuff and does something like that, okay? That's the worst case scenario, right? Because we got the weekly 21 right around 2000. So it has a very strong resistance up to the 2000 level, right? And if you want to take a look at it in terms of like a pattern, right? Head and shoulders. I'm pretty sure Leroy caught that one already. All right, it is not pretty, right? It is not pretty. It is not pretty, but you could use it, okay? Right here, you got your left shoulder, right? You got your right shoulder, and you got your small head right there, okay? If you do, a 120 extension to the downside, right? After the breakout, you're looking for 1200. Okay, just in terms of pattern, not even in terms of like a Elliott wave or in terms of you know, MACD and all that good stuff, right? So yeah, that is it for Ether. So we'll need the, you know, let's see if the 3D MACD will flip negative in the next like couple of days. We got nearly, you know, 3 days to close the 3D time frame. Okay, if it closes negative, that's going to be beautiful, okay, for the bears, just like what happened right here, guys. We shorted Ether at 3150 again right here, right there, with BTC being, BTC was around like, you know, 4100, 41,000 actually, right? Ether right around like a 3100 range. Okay, so that could be beautiful, you know, beautiful pattern to take us all the way down to 1350 or even down to like a 950, depending on the volatility. Okay, so let's take a look at John Doe in the house. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Jeff, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Jeff Huddle, QE. We got John Doe in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So we're done with Ether. We're done with BTC. Okay, let's talk about the BTC dominance right now. Okay. Okay, so the BTC dominance, I was waiting for September to talk about the BTC dominance, because as I said, right, September is a turning point. Let's try this. Let's try to see if we can find. Give me, guys, 1 second to let's do this. All right. So let's take a look at the BTC dominance. Okay, we know September is a turning point. If you've been following our channel at least over the last 12 months, we've been calling for a September reversal all the time. Last September we caught the pump. We caught the pump right here on the BTC dominance. Right, second week of September, we said, okay, actually even before the pump, okay, we you know, late August, we started to say, hey guys, the BTC dominance, you know, it is back down to support. We're most likely going back up to the 47. If you guys recall, back in January, we said what? The BTC dominance is going back up to 47, 48. That's exactly what happened, right? And if you remember, we were shorting BTC, right? You know, in early December, okay, with Ether, and the BTC dominance was right around 40%. So as soon as we hit like 39.5, 39.2, you can see like the BTC price action dumped, right? And you know, the BTC dominance spikes to the upside. Okay, so right here we've been shorting BTC, right, in actually early August, okay, 24K, and the BTC dominance was, you know, dumping. Right now what we're expecting is like the BTC dominance most likely, you know, I would say 70%, it has 70% chance, right, to be pushing back up. How high could it go? We don't know exactly, but in terms of resistance, right, we got 47, 48. If we break above it, we could be going all the way up to you know, mid 50s, but it could take time. I don't think it will take like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, it could take like, you know, 2 quarters, okay, to go up to like mid 50s. But our mid range going to be our weekly 21 EMA. Let's see if the BTC maximalist, right, will be breaking above the weekly 21 at 42%. Okay, for weekly 21 was a resistance right here, back in October 2021, resistance right around July, right, when we bottomed. Remember when we bottomed back in July 2021, right, the BTC dominance peaked. Okay, so right here, I don't know if the BTC dominance going to be bottoming. Okay, I don't know if the BTC dominance going to be bottoming. Okay, so right here we bottomed back in July in BTC USD, and the BTC dominance peaked. Okay, so right here we bottomed in June, okay, and the BTC dominance peaked. So we need to see a peak in the BTC dominance, right, for us to say, hey guys, we bottomed, or Alt going to be pumping, something like that. Okay, so if the BTC dominance is going to be pushing to the upside, we're most likely going to see lower prices on BTC, right? Or we could see BTC dumped, right, very rapidly and pump right back up, and as it pumps to the upside in USD, the BTC dominance could be also pushing to the upside. That's also a possible scenario, but we will see. Okay, but as I said last week, the probability for the BTC dominance to go up is much higher than the probability of the BTC dominance dumping, because I just don't see the BTC dominance down to like a 15%, while the Ether dominance is like above 20%. You see what I'm saying? So unless you believe on the flipping, okay, meaning like Ether being number one and BTC getting relegated below XRP, you can say, hey, the BTC dominance could be dumping below 30%. But I just don't see it right now. I just don't see it right now. Okay? But anything could happen. I'm not saying Ether will never be number one and all that good stuff. But all I'm saying is it just doesn't make sense. Okay? It just doesn't make sense as of now. Okay? Hey, what's up, KZ? So we're done with the BTC dominance. So I'm going to take a look at the chart, right? So if you guys have any questions regarding any alt, it's already 47 minutes, right? So Quiet Cook is calling for, I think, ILV USD. ETHEREUM. Okay, so ETHEREUM is not getting illuminated. So yeah, you could be getting a full retracement. Okay, it is not at a good level to be selling, right? You could get the parabolic move to the downside. Okay, you could get the parabolic move to the downside, and just be patient, right, after that, because MACD is positive right here, so you don't know how long this guy is going to be moving sideways. Okay, so it is under accumulation, so just watch the BTC dominance. Once we picked on the BTC dominance, right, you want to be paying attention to it and look for a full retracement and all that good stuff. All right, all right, let me see. Algo. Crypto Moon Boy, can we check out Solana? So hey guys, I just, I don't have anything against Solana, okay? But one thing I just want to say is, like, with these new cryptos, okay, you just have to be very cautious with these, like, new Ethereum killer, new XRP killers, whatever, okay? Most of them, okay, they lost like 99% of their value, right, against Ether, okay? And most of them will also lose like 90 to 99% of their value, right, against Ether in the next bull run. Okay, so just be cautious if you think, like, some of these new coins, right, will flip Ether. The Ether dominance is 20%, and it could be against 20 to 25% in the next bull run. So what does it mean? It means, like, most of the new coins, right, all of them, okay, most of them, okay, I'm not gonna say all of them, will lose a lot of value, right, against against Ether. Meaning, like, if Ether goes like 50x, they might not even go like 10x, stuff like that, okay? So, but let's take a look at Solana right here. Our July lows, right, somewhere around like $18 to $21. That's going to be the temporary support, right? Let's do this. Let's take the full retracement. Okay, so in terms of Fibonacci, right, July lows 2021, okay, all the way down to 21 to $18. If we break it, we got the 50% pullback at $11. Okay, I know MACD is positive right here, unless BTC wants to push back up to the weekly 21. Solana could be getting a flat right there, just like what happened right here. In our premium, we called the move right there with that flat correction all the way down to the 30s and all that good stuff. Okay, so first support 18, second support $11. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at DOT. So DOT could be coming back down. I wouldn't be extremely bearish on DOT, okay, but it could be coming down. All the way down to like a $3.5 to $4 range. Okay, MACD is positive. That's the good news right here. But if it flips negative, okay, that could increase the downside volatility, right? And we could get a bullish divergence, something like that, and price action could basically be in a wedge pattern. So just keep an eye on the $3 to $5 range right here. Okay, I mean, I would say $3 to $4. Our accumulation range back in September, if you recall, guys, when DOT was like right around $3, $4, we were calling for $15 DOT, guys. $15 DOT. Okay, let's take a look at our Fibonacci, right? Okay, right there, 1.618 extension to be exact. That's what we were targeting. Okay, right here when DOT was right around $3 to $4. Okay, so we nailed DOT on the upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Jude Moon Boy, Mr. XRP 589 in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. So let's go ahead and take a look at Algo. I'm going to take a look at Algo BTC. Okay, so Algo BTC, it's been moving sideways over the last few years. Okay, it hasn't been doing anything against BTC. Okay, so since when? Since June 2019, okay, Algo, it is still massively down against BTC. Okay, it is like 95% down against BTC. Okay, so if you bought algo right here back in 2019, you took your BTC, right, one BTC, and bought algo. Now you got one BTC. Okay, I mean, if you took one BTC and buy, now you got 0.1 BTC. All right, so we'll see. Okay, it has support at 1100 range, so we'll see if we're going to get a possible breakout in this range since we're at the bottom. So okay, all right, and resistance is going to be somewhere right or somewhere around here. Okay, so I would chart it with BTC, okay, because it hasn't done much. All right, and it's been moving sideways. Shavar Jackson in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. The market is dangerous. Yes, it is dangerous. If you play, you know, it is, you know, I don't know how to say, but it is a bear market. So you just have to be very, very cautious. Not try to play the 1 second chart, 2 second charts, and all that good stuff. That's why I be paying attention to the direction on a 3D basis. Sometimes it is painful, right, to short like, you know, at 24K and, you know, having to wait like for 2 weeks for the trend to shift. You see what I'm saying? So if you short at 24 and it pumps like to 25, you'd be like, oh, we're going up. But you have to remember the direction is down. So the risk is not very high once you hit your resistance. Okay? So picking the direction is the hardest thing. Once you pick the direction, you just have to buckle up and wait. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And that's how we've been doing it over the last few months and years. Okay? Yeah, but the bear market, it is the best time to be learning the market, right? You know, accumulate these alts. Some of them, they 95% down. So at a very good level to be accumulating like Filecoin, right? From 220 to 50 all the way down to like $5. So it is at a very good level to be buying and waiting for like a Q1, Q2, 2023. And you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait till Filecoin pumps above $30 to start buying. Okay, so stuff like that. Okay, some of them are 95% down. Some of them 99% down. Okay. Dash bottomed. I don't think Dash bottomed. Let's take a look at Dash. I haven't taken a look at Dash forever, man. Okay, so you can see, like, you know, this guy, back in 2015, okay, you can see how much, okay, Dash pumped like a lot. Okay, guy, he's saying like 150,000%. Okay, 150,000%. So if you see something like that, you're gonna be like, oh, it is going to do another 150,000%. Okay, just like Solana, right? But since like 2017, right, Dash been moving sideways. Okay, it's been moving sideways. Nothing. It's not doing nothing. Even in the last bull run, sucker only pumped like 10x compared to like 150,000%. Okay, so and it is pretty much down against BTC too, right? So would just be cautious with Dash, right? Because the pattern could be something like that. Okay, a flat correction right here. And once again, I'm not saying it will play out like that. All right, this guy is okay. I'm not saying it will play out like that, right? But something to just keep in mind if you're extremely bullish on Dash, right? To cover the downside. Okay, so 50% pullback, as you can see from our January 2015 lows to the top. 50% pullback, double bottoming. Next support 0.618, it is right around $16. 0.786, $4. Could we dump all the way down to 0.786? Possibly, but we will need to see if Doge going to get a going to retest like $17, which is our previous bull market, one of our previous bull market highs right here, 2014. Okay, it had a nice bull run right there, right, from like 20 cents all the way up to $15, right? So that's the only thing I can see for Doge. For the upside momentum, right, I don't know. I don't see anything crazily bullish, right? Your RSI, it is still being suppressed, right? So but you got a good news right here. You got a small bull divergence right there, okay? So if it bounces back up, you look for resistance somewhere around like $95 to $100 range. Okay, all your indicators now flipping bearish. Okay, right there, 21 below the below the 50, below the 100. But look for it, okay? Possible $17, $16. All right. Pablo S Crypto and Quiet Cook calling for NEM. NEM is NEM is in the same bus with Doge. So NEM, as you can see, same pattern. Okay, nice 5-wave pump, right? Sucker pump, like, gosh, this guy pumped like 3,000,000%. Oh, so you think like it's gonna do the same thing, right? In the next bull run, bang, it did not retest the top. A nice, it did a 20x, right? A nice 20x. Yep, 2015. They both came out back in 2015. So, and you can see like NEM, Doge, none of them in the top 10. And NEM used to be a top 10 coin in 2017. Doge, I think, was it a top 10, top 15 coin, something like that. Okay, all these Solana, EOS, and all of them, they whatever, AXS, AVAX, whatever, Avalanche, right? They might not be around. I mean, they could be around, but they might not be in the top 10, top 20, when we pick in 2019. Okay, so we will get new text, right? New coins, and people are gonna fall more into those coins, and they're gonna pump. All these YouTubers gonna talk about those coins, and they're going to pump. Okay, so and this guy is going to get relegated. That's how it works. Okay, that's how it's been. Okay, so this guy is right around a 0.035, right? Next support going to be 0.02, and after that you got 0.006. Okay, if we're going to get that low. Okay, but as of now it is a support. We just have to wait for it to break below 0.026. And just accumulation range right there. Let's take a look at it on the monthly. Yeah, you can see on the monthly it looks, it doesn't look very healthy. It is a it is a support on the monthly RSI. All right, but I just don't know if this is going to be a WXY correction, something like that, like LTC. Okay, LTC. This could be a W, this could be our X, and we could be getting the Y, even down to like, 0.618. That's possible on the macro level. I'm not sure if it will drop down to $10, $11. I don't have any targets as of now down to those levels. We'll take it step by step, and we'll see if we're going to retrace down to a 0.618. But let's see if the March lows, the COVID lows, going to be taken out first. Okay, if we take it out, bang, it could be doomed. Okay, macro divergence on our RSI, MACD actually, RSI, everything was printing what, a bearish pattern. That's why we were shorting Litecoin right here, guys, in our premium, right? Low $100 all the way down to a 43 exactly, guys. So the best thing to, not financial advice, right? But I think the best thing to do, one of the best things to do is like to make sure to accumulate BTC and Ether. Okay, because most of these coins, once again, guys, in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to lose 90% of their value, right, against BTC and Ether. BTC and Ether and Binance, right, they represent like 65% of the market. So you can't slip on those three. No one can slip on those three. Okay, BTC, Ether and BNB. Okay, so BNB market share could be somewhere around like 6%, 7% in the next bull market. Okay, so what does it mean? Most of these layer one going to be losing a lot of shares, right, against BTC, market share against BTC. So against BNB, right, and against BTC too, right? Do I think Ether will drop below 1K? We do have a chance to see Ether below 1,000 again, depending on the BTC dominance, because the Ether dominance is pretty high once again. Okay. So if you take a look at it on the monthly, right, you can see the Ether dominance, it is at resistance. Okay, so if the Ether dominance is going to be dropping down to like 11%, 12%, what does it mean? Okay, it means like Ether USD will be stepping back, okay, and let BTC the BTC bulls do the work, right? So if BTC is slow, not pumping, right, Ether could be dumping. Okay, so that the BTC dominance is going to be pushing up. So let's see. Let me see if you guys have any other questions. Monero BTC XMR. This guy say XMR BTC or NEM BTC? Monero, okay, Monero. Okay, so Monero is printing a flat right here. I think we talked about it before, okay, when we said like the 850k going to be the resistance right here. So as of now, we don't know if it is just a flat or a double bottom, even though it has a nice bullish divergence, right, on a monthly basis. So one of the few alt with a bullish divergence, okay, on the monthly. Haven't seen this pattern on alt yet. Okay, I think XRP had one back in I think 2020, whatever. I'm not sure, but I will take a look at XRP again. So it is at resistance 850k, support going to be 250k sats. Okay, but wait for a reversal. Okay, even though it is creating a double top, double bottom. Let's take a look at it on the weekly. Yeah, wait for the weekly MACD to cross down right here, so you can get your monthly confirmation. Okay, wait for the RSI to break down here. Okay, just like what we said regarding BTC, when BTC was at 24k, to keep an eye on the daily RSI. We remember the in order to get a leading indicator for your higher time frame, you have to look for your lower time frame, meaning like your 3D time frame. Your leading indicator could be your 2D or your daily. You see what I'm saying? But you have to know exactly what you're talking about and what you're doing, okay? Because you can't just say, oh, the daily is bearish and then we're going to be dumping, because you have to know exactly what you're looking for, okay? So for instance, right here, you want to look for your weekly, okay, for your monthly leading indicator, because we're saying like the monthly could be printing a double top, double bottom, a flat correction, right? But we don't have any indication, right, of a bearishness, because our monthly MACD is extremely bullish. So you don't want to be too bearish on the monthly. So you go ahead and take a look at it on the weekly. The weekly, it is still positive, right? So what you want to do, right, look for some sign. Why this guy is not going away? Okay, so look for some sign of bearishness. Okay, this could be a sign of bearishness, right? And if we cross negative right here, that could be a sign of bearishness. If you want to go deeper, you go ahead and take a look at it on your 3D. Okay, so on your 3D, you could start to say, hey, you know, right there we could be printing what? A bearish pattern, right? Right there, but it is not negative yet. So what you need to do, still wait for your RSI, right, to take out your 3D, and at the same time your 3D MACD to cross negative. That way you could get a big flat correction like that. All right, and then you could be getting this move down. Okay, so a flat correction is just like that right here. You see, got that flat. That's the one you're looking for on the top. Okay. All right. So guys, it is already 1 hour 10 minutes. All right, let me see. Jojo's in the house. CRO, the bottom is 8 cents. I don't know. Let's take a look at CRO. Crypto.com. I can't find the CRO. I can find CRO right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right here. Coinbase. I got CRO. Okay, so CRO printing the same pattern as BTC, retested the 0.786, not a confirmation of a reversal, right? It is just a support. 0.888, around like a point, you know, just by like 7 cents. So so you basically retesting your June's, right? June lows right there. Okay, so you got your December lows all right down to like 5 cents, so pretty close. Okay, it could be getting a you could be getting a round trip. So don't be FOMOing, right? If you get this move, you know you got to sell the resistance right here all the way up to 16 cents if you get the flat correction, and you could get this move down. Okay, just like what happened right here. I was saying CRO will dump, Okay, don't buy it at 40 cents. Okay, negative crossover, bang. Let's see. XRP. Let's take a look at VET, and then we go ahead and take a look at XRP and all that good stuff. So VET BTC, guys, we got another 3D crossover. So we could be dropping back down to our 100 sats support, and if we break it, right, just have to wait for the mid 50s, okay, all the way down to 50 sats, right? So it is in a wedge pattern, could take a cheap shot, just like Zilliqa, what Zilliqa did back I think this year. Okay, Zilliqa pumped back up to 400 sats. So I'm not sure if this guy going to do it, but it is under accumulation. Okay, 100 sats to 90 sats, and then you got the 50 to 45 sats range. If it drops down to the March 2020 lows right here, that is still going to be a good level to be accumulating for the next bull run. We've been nailing VET for the last few years. Okay, the bottom right here, we nailed it. If you guys recall, back in I think it was like November, something like that. Okay, December 2019, I think it had some sort of news regarding Walmart and all that good stuff. We said, guys, just sell the top right here and reaccumulate again at 50 right here, and our target was 220, something like that right there, and we said we're going to accumulate again around like a 50 to 60 right there. Okay, 70, actually 72, right? And at 72 in our premium, we said, guys, load up, just load up and wait. Okay, we could even push all the way up to 1,000. We did not get to 1,000 sats, but from like 70 sats all the way up to 500 sats, that's still pretty good. Okay, so VET, macro trend, it is still down, but could give us a cheap shot. So still a good level to be accumulating for the bulls. Not financial advice. It is still around the 100 to 90 sats, and after that a 50% cut. Look for more reaccumulation against BTC. Okay, let's take a look at XRP very quickly. So XRP did not create a flat correction, right? But it does have a descending triangular formation. Okay, the top, you could call it descending or whatever you want to call it. Okay, but it is a triangular formation, right? And one-to-one extension of the top right there, right? The top down to the support area, going to take us back down to the March 2020 lows. Okay, so that's the only valid pattern I can see right now, reliable pattern. Okay, you got your RSI still pushing you down since when? Since like August 2021. Okay, so it's been like over a year. The RSI, it is still down, so we're not seeing yet a strong bullish momentum on on XRP. The move right here could just be a three-way move, and we could get a very impulsive move to the downside. Okay, very impulsive move. So that's why I haven't been talking about XRP, because the chart is not that exciting to talk about. BTC and Ether are more exciting as of now. But if we retest the low 10 to 15s, right, got to accumulate it. Okay, if you want to front run it, make sure to front run it around like a 20 cents, and then after that 10 cents. For the bullish momentum, right, we'll basically pay attention to the monthly time frame. I know it sounds crazy, but right, we'll be looking for a retest of the monthly 21 EMA down the road. We don't know when we're going to retest it, but that's going to be the bullish the macro resistance. Are we going to push back up to the monthly 21 EMA, or are we going to dump right here and retest it later on down the road right here? You see what I'm saying? So reaccumulation possibly 15 to 10 cents, you know, push back up to the monthly 21 EMA. That's it. It could take time, but it is a macro, you know, a macro directional trade. Okay. Hopefully, okay, hopefully XRP will not create a flat correction neither, something like that and like that. That's possible. Just like what we said on Dosh, right? That's possible, but I'm not saying it will. Okay, it is just a pattern. It doesn't have to play out. Okay, don't basically go ahead and say XRP is going to zero. Okay, because we just have to be cautious, because let's say this move right here is wave 1 and that's wave 2, and we're going to get our wave 3. You see what I'm saying, to the upside, right, where we're going to be looking for 1.618 extension. So both of these patterns, you know, are valid, right? They're valid. 1.61 going to take us all the way up to $11 to $12, right? So, but we will see. Okay, let's look for the 11, you know, I mean 15 to 20 sats on the monthly, 15 to 10 sats on a monthly basis, right, within the next few months. If we get there, great. If not, if we get a support at 20 cents, you know, push back up above the weekly 21, we could be shooting for the monthly 21 too. So either way it goes, right, the monthly 21 EMA going to be our next upside resistance. Okay, we're going to be shooting for. So if you're buying, right, I mean, not you, but if I'm buying, I'm not going to buy for a push back up to like 40 cents. Okay, stuff like that. Okay, we'll wait for the retest of the monthly 21 EMA. Okay. It is a very easy analysis, nothing, you know, nothing crazy. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it how VET will pump if the BTC dominance going up. I'm not saying VET will pump, okay? I'm saying it could take a cheap shot and pump to the upside. Remember, VET has a very small dominance, so VET pumping will not affect like BTC a lot, because the market cap for VET is very low compared to the BTC market cap. However, Ether is 50% of the BTC dominance. I don't know how to say, but when you take a look at the market share of BTC, right, 50% of it, okay, I mean, let me try to phrase it. Okay, so for instance, BTC is around like 400 billion, okay, Ether is around like 200 billion. So if Ether moves, right, it will affect the BTC dominance, okay? But the VET market cap is what, 2 billion right now? Hold on a second. 1.6 billion. Okay, so 1.6 billion, you know, out of 400 billion is not a lot. So even if VET pumps out of nowhere, it's not going to affect the BTC dominance. Okay, but it will be a random pump. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like what you know, Zilliqa did, okay, few months ago, or kind of like what you know, Chainlink did in 2018, when Chainlink was just pumping against BTC and pumping against Ether and against the USD at the same time, while the BTC dominance was going up. All right, so you can't just say like, you know, one of these alt cannot pump. So, but it would be random. It would be random. We're not going to get a, you know, an alt season while the BTC, I mean, I wouldn't say we will not, but it is going to be hard to get an alt season when the BTC dominance is basically very strong. Okay, not necessarily. VET doesn't, I mean, they got similar chart, right, in a bull market, but in a bear market it could be totally different. So you have to be very, very cautious. It's kind of like XLM and ADA back in 2017. They used to move together, but at some point you just needed to separate them, because you know, ADA did have more hype, so it was pumping much faster than XLM, but they used to have, you know, similar price pattern in 2017, especially between you know, September, October, November 2017 and all that good stuff. Yeah, in a bull market, most of these alt will have similar pattern because they all pump. Okay. Hey Brandon, HNT. Okay, so HNT parabolic downtrend on a monthly basis. We'll need to check out Fibonacci. Bang, just, you know, we at 50% pullback, buddy. All right, so we at 50% pullback. 0.618, it is going to be at 195, $2 range. If we break below it, because remember the BTC dominance is, you know, could be going strong, so you just don't want to be extremely bullish on alt while they're coming down. Okay, so you got $2 and then you got 80 cents at 0.786. okay, that's a monthly chart. You broke below your monthly 21 EMA, right? So you guys remember when BTC was at the monthly 21 EMA, what I was saying was like, if we break below the monthly 21 EMA, we're going to be looking for a 50% drop. Okay, so some of these alt, right, you know, they're going to dump more than 50%, right? So this guy dumped like more than 75%. Okay, so it does not look good. Very impulsive. You could be getting a temporary pump, all right, on the next alt season. You got a clean 5-wave structure. Okay, so you just have to be patient right now and accumulate at these Fibonacci's. Okay, already 95, almost 95%. So it is time to be accumulating. Okay, 0.618 and 0.786. At 0.786, you got your October lows right there. That's when the bull run started. Okay, and if you take it from there, you got 0.618 exactly. 0.786 going to be at 1.68. Okay, not 1.618, not 1.68 Fibonacci, but you know, $1.68. So either way you looking at it, right? $2 to 150 going to be a temporary support. I don't know. I don't even follow HNT, so I don't know. I don't follow it, so. But it had a nice chart, right, to the upside. It is also a beautiful chart if you're a bear. Okay. All right, guys. I'm just gonna call it a day. 1 hour 90 minutes, right? I mean 1 hour 90 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes, right? 90 minutes live stream. We'll go for another live, right? Sometime this week or next week, depending on the market volatility, right? So don't forget to hit the likes, you know, join our public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the premium group, link in the description, for the, you know, for the bear market. We've been pretty spot on BTC since like December, been spot on Ether, you know, since December, spot on BNB since December. Okay, all of them, guys, we shorted the top. Okay, and been shorting all the tops. BTC, let's go ahead and take a look at BTC very quickly. So we've been okay, so we've been bearish right here, right, just about like a 55, right there. We've been bearish at 52, right? We've been bearish at 44 down to 35. We've been bearish at, you know, 41 all the way down to 25. Been bearish at 32 all the way down to 80, you know, 18k. You know, been bearish at 24k, okay, all the way down to 18k again. Okay, so we've been nailing all these targets and we've been bullish, guys. That's when we got in right here when everyone was calling for 24K back in May 2021. Remember, guys, we said don't wait for 24K because it might never dump down to those low at that time. Okay, so we went long, guys, been buying the dips right here, went long at 31 and just took it to the upside all the way up to 52 and basically went long again around like a 38 to 39K all the way up to the top. Okay, so you can join the premium. It is, most of the time I don't do day trading and all that good stuff, but I do some daily updates, right? Most of the time I do update the group, the premium group, and all that good stuff for our macro directional moves. Okay, it's not easy to get like 25, 40%, 50% gains on BTC and Ether and all that good stuff. So sometimes you just have to be very, very patient and wait for these big drops. Okay, on a weekly basis, 3D basis, monthly basis, and all that good stuff. The day-to-day noise, right, could basically kill your account. Okay, because you're most likely going to be doing high leverage, but with the high time frame, you just suck it up, low leverage, sit tight, relax, and enjoy the ride. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.